What's going on, YouTube? It's the big homie, the armchair operator, and today I got something good for y'all. Today we're talking about the Canik Rival S, also known as the Canik Rival Steel Frame. Now this is another budget-ish minded gun that's taking the competition world by storm. I say budget-ish because it's a little bit more than the polymer, but it's certainly not as expensive as something like a CZ Shadow 2 or a Staccato or something like that. But anyway, I recently did a full review of the polymer frame Canik Rival. So if you want to check out that video, I'll put a link to it down in the details section down below. So that way you can check that out. A lot of the feature set is the same between the two because this is just a metal, all metal version of the polymer Canik Rival. But anyway, we already talked about that. We're going to focus in on the Canik Rival steel frame today, so let's get down to it. Now, the Canik Rival steel frame was released in early 2023 with the simple goal of making an already flat shooting gun even better. The all-steel construction increases the weight of this particular gun significantly over its predecessor. Now, with that, it also makes for a very soft shooting pistol. And it's also surprisingly well balanced, even though it has the increased rate over its predecessor. Even though this gun is still fairly new to the market, it's a hot item, you know, it's really popular. Now, a few months ago, it was almost impossible to find this particular gun at the local FFLs in my area because as soon as they get them in, they will sell out really quick. So I'm kind of curious to know like if that has changed a little bit, like as far as the supply. If you guys know, if you're FFLs or if you've been able to see, you know, a decent supply of Rival steel frames out in the wild, leave them in the comments below. I'm kind of curious about that. I really am. But even so, it's still a relatively new gun. So only time will tell if the Rival steel frame will live up to all the hype. All right, let's get into the specs and what the gun comes with from the factory. So in short, the Rival S comes with all the same accessories as the standard Rival with a couple of exceptions. The first major exception being this box. Now this large carrying case right here is pretty big and pretty sturdy, and you know, is perfect if you want to travel with your Rival. Let's say you're going to a match or you're just visiting a different range, whatever the case may be. This box is nice, big and sturdy, and it'll contain everything you need. Magazine, you know, holster, all of that. So it is good. Plus, I don't know if you can see these here, but there are two locking ports here, so locking ports here, so you can secure this. And I'm pretty sure that this container is TSA certified, you know what I mean? So, but again, always check with the TSA and your airline, you know, when you get to the airport, that type of thing. So you definitely want to do that. But let's open this guy up real quick. Let's get into the meat and potatoes here. So let me see. All right, so here we are here. So as you can see, it comes with two 18-round magazines. Okay, the two 18-round magazines are right here. And I had the aluminum base plates already installed, but when you get it out of the box for the first time, when you buy it, they have the polymer base plates, which are actually located here. So that was actually the first thing that I did, you know, because I like the aluminum base plates. That extra little length there makes it, you know, easy to grip and rip the magazine if needed. But the other thing too is the additional weight of the aluminum magazines just makes the magazines drop out of the gun a lot easier. So I haven't had the need to grip and rip, but again, I just like the aluminum one, so I just stuck them on there. So anyway, moving on from that, of course, you know, you got your aluminum mag well, which is not installed from the factory. That I also installed this, which is really easy. There's a screw right here, you know what I mean? You would just slide this guy into place, screw it in, and you're good to go. All right, so from that part, you have your obligatory baby Canik tool with your extra screws and your, you know, your tool, your bits for taking, you know, the different screws off and so on and so forth. So that's this guy here. And also, and it also comes with, like, you know, a cleaning kit It comes with like a little mini punch tool, which is actually all of that stuff. If I can just get this out of the way right quick, all of that stuff. And of course, you know, you got your paperwork and everything from, you know, for Canik and so on and so forth, but we're going to set that aside. And this is everything else that it comes with. So it comes with, you know, your holster, your cleaning kit, and accessories, magazine loader, you know, and it also has your additional fiber optic rods for your fiber optic front sight. You have a second red one, and you also get a green one. So, you know, you have backups in case for whatever reason you lose the first one. And also you have the option of switching to a green fiber front sight. Some people prefer the green over the red, so you know, you can choose. Now, let's talk about the optics plate. So this particular pistol here, this is actually the steel frame version of the rival Dark Side. Now, if you're familiar with Caniks, you would know that the standard polymer rival does not have the co-witness mount. You know, it doesn't come with the co-witness mount, but the rival Dark Side does. Now, with the rival steel frames, both versions, both the blacked out Dark Side and the chrome version, come with the co-witness mounting plate. So this particular rival has the 5 here, and as a matter of fact, this is the co-witness plate here. So you see you got your irons, it's just a simple iron sight, not adjustable, anything like that. And then you can mount your optic onto here, and then mount the optic to the side of the gun. So that's what that is here. And of course you have your other, put that in backwards. And you have your other standard optics mounting plates here, and you also have this threaded portion here for your charging handle, so you can actually install your charging handle on either side. So you got that here, and you got that guy here. All right. So okay, and you know, basic holster is basic. You know, it uses friction retention. Here's the screw adjustment here to do that. You know, it's a simple holster. It's not really intended for anything serious like concealed carry, duty use, or anything like that. But you know, you can use it on the range. So again, that's the idea for this. It gives you the opportunity to really just hit the ground running and get started. So just keep that in mind. And of course you have your cleaning supplies here. All right, so back to the rival itself. Now, one of the other big departures of the rival S is that it has these wraparound grip panels. So think Beretta M9A4 style, right? So if you look on the rival itself, you would see that you have these screws on either side of the grip. So you would just take these screws out, pop this guy off, pop the other one in, and you're good to go. And it has three, you know, here you have 3 sizes. You have the small, medium, and large. This is the large one. The medium one comes when you get the gun from the factory. And of course you have the smaller one for, you know, smaller hand shooters. So, you know, they got you covered there. And also too, this is the magazine extension. So this, I believe, is the smallest one. This also comes from the factory. I haven't changed this. The other magazine extensions are inside the little baby Canik tool here. Now, just like with the polymer one, if you don't want this magazine extension installed, you can easily remove that. This is a simple screw there. You would just take the screw out, take the extension off, and just run the magazine as normal. So you might prefer a flush fit magazine, you know, that's your choice, or you might prefer an extended one. So, but again, you have the option here. Me, I just kind of kept it stock because with this particular grip, I like the little extension. You know, like I said, I don't really have to break my grip in order to drop the magazine, so this was cool with me. And you know, as far as that's pretty much it. As far as like the additional accessories and everything, The texture, oh, let me go back to the grip panel. So the texture on the grip panels, it's not super aggressive, but it is aggressive enough. To me, this puts me in the mind of, I would say somewhere in the neighborhood between like a Taurus GX4 and MMP 2.0 or something like that. Like somewhere in that ballpark. It's aggressive, it's not aggressive, not too aggressive. So I really do like that, and it really helps you to maintain, control of the recoil while you're shooting the gun. So, I like that. And it doesn't tear your hands apart, So, outside of that, that's pretty much it as far as like the accessories and everything it goes, This is what you see here. So now with all that being said, let's get into my shooting experience with this pistol on the range. Now, if you saw my previous video talking about the polymer frame Canik Rival, you might recall that I said that it was a flat shooting gun, but it shot like a polymer gun. Basically, sometimes polymer guns can get a little flippy. Now, the Rival steel frame absolutely does not shoot like a polymer frame gun at all. The added heft brings this firearm up to a good hefty weight of 42.7 ounces, which by the numbers is a good 13.2 ounces heavier than its polymer counterpart. Now, even with that, the gun doesn't feel top or bottom heavy. It is very well balanced, even with the added weight. So with that combined with all of the other, other features such as the wraparound grip panels, the extra texture, the little texture panels on the frame of the gun itself, the awesome trigger, like all of these different things really gives you a solid budget-minded option that could give other race guns a run for their money. Like this thing really shoots well, and you can tell, like you will feel the weight difference in your hand, and you'll also feel the difference as you break your first shot. You'll feel it right away. So far I've put about 500 to 600 rounds of just your standard 124 grain full metal jacket Magtex. I haven't had any issues or any bobbles or anything like that. However, I did notice on maybe 2 occasions, if that, I had instances where I felt like I had to put a little bit more extra effort into racking the slide, as the gun got dirty. Now, to be fair, during those 2 instances, I had already put a couple hundred rounds through the gun, and also several hundred rounds through other guns that I was running at the time. So I was a little bit fatigued. So I kind of attribute that more so as a me thing, and not necessarily something, a particular issue with the gun or anything like that. I'll definitely keep my eye on it. I don't really count that as a bobble or malfunction or anything like that. For me, a malfunction would be like a light primer strike or failure to feed, failure to extract, or stovepipe, stuff like that. I didn't have any of that, so I'm not counting that. So for right now, as far as so far, this has been a very reliable gun for me. But I'm closing in on that 1,000 round mark. So I hope to get that done within the next couple months. And I could do an update video. Maybe that might be something I could do. I could do an update video, on different reviews that I do when I hit the 1,000 round mark, just to kind of like give you an update as to if there are any issues or any changes or anything like that. If you would like to see something like that, definitely let me know in the comments. I'll definitely do that for y'all. I know other reviewers do 1,000 round reviews. I could do it too. For me, it would take a lot longer. It's just me, and I don't know if you noticed, but getting 1,000 rounds of 9mm, while it's not super expensive, it could get expensive pretty quick if you're doing it over and over again. But anyway, I'm starting to ramble. Let me just get down to my closing thoughts. So in closing, I really love the Canik Rival S. The increased weight with the all steel construction really gives this gun that true race gun feel, and it comes with all the same great features as the polymer Rival, but it also comes with a few additions of its own that really brings out superior performance in this gun. Like, I really like it. So, I mean, if you're in mechanics or if you're just looking into getting into the world of competitive shooting without breaking the bank, then I would highly encourage you to check out the Canik Rival S. All right, so with all of that being said, everybody, this is the end of the video. You know, if you liked what you saw, please like the video, leave a comment down below. I would really love to hear about your experiences with Canik Rivals or the Rival Steel Frame. Have you even been able to see it out there in the wild at your local FFLs? You know, what does the supplies look like? I mean, are they really out there for sale? Have you been thinking about getting one? Do you already have one? You know, let's just talk about it. You know what I mean? Like I said, leave the comments down in the details section. Not the details section, I'm sorry. The comments down below in the video. Let's get this discussion popping, y'all. As always, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'm really humbled that you actually took out the time to watch my video. You know, so again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This is the Armchair Operator signing off.